How's it going, everyone? So, in today's video we're talking about the best equipment here to sort of farm up and aim for, but it's also going to be like a full equipment sort of guide, right? Full in-depth guide, if that makes sense. So, as we all know, Legends does have plenty of equipment here that it's obviously hard to sort of go, hey, is this the one I need? Is this the one that I don't need? And all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm just going to sort of try and focus on what you should aim for first and all that. Well, not first, but what I would probably prioritize more than other equipments. Because obviously, depending if you're a collector or not, you sort of want to get at least a godly one of every equipment. But at the same time, if you don't, it's also hard to work out which one's sort of the best to aim for, right? Now, obviously, this is going to help out during Equipment Mega Bonanza because you don't want to waste your time on, I guess, equipments that don't really, well, I guess they still need the help with the Bonanza, but you don't want to waste your time on equipments that aren't really going to help you out too much, if that makes sense. Now, probably one of the ones I'd recommend first, well, if I'm not too sure if it does affect the rates here, but this equipment here, right? Now, this is a friendship rank, equipment here, which it may not seem that impactful, which I guess PvP-wise, no, it's not. But the main reason why I recommend getting at least 3 of these done is this massively helps out your friendship rank points, right? Now, obviously, the reason why it's important is with all the other equipments we've got in the game right now, through the Zenkai ones, which I'll quickly show you the event now. This one here, right? So obviously, all these units here, they've obviously all been Zenkai'd and all that. But the main reason why it's important is, as you can see here, even if you got Majin Buu there, you have to get him up to friendship rank 5 or higher. Which isn't that bad, I would say, but it can be a pain to get up there. So the main reason why getting that equipment is so impactful is if you have a new Zenkai, like if they release a new one all of a sudden, and you're like, oh damn, I've only gone up to, friendship rank 1. Well, with this equipment, you can probably smash this out in like, well, depending if you're going to grind the story mode for it, or if you're just going to do the Let's Fight. If you just did the Let's Fight, you can probably smash out in probably 5 days. Right, because, like I said, this gives you a fair bit. Now, I have been told I have to sort of look into a bit more. I've currently only got 9 of them. And the reason why I've done that is all the 3 characters that you can bring in the other quest mode, the story mode, I actually did bring on because I thought it only affected the party battle members. But it sounds like it can affect the whole team. But I would say for now, at least aim for anywhere from 3 to 9, because I know that does help out. So that's probably your first equipment I would recommend to do. Now, if you are looking for like sort of a PvP sort of equipments and all that, it all depends, right? So depending how you go with Legends ranking and that, these ones here, like the Jiren one's really good. As you can see, base strike's really good. Strike attack and defense. Yet again, there's more. So the reason why you sort of want to aim for these equipments is mainly because the higher percentages, right? The higher the percentage, the better the chances you're going to get, more of a buff, right? On your characters. So I recommend that any sort of equipment awakened ones are pretty good. Like this year one here is obviously pretty good. Obviously it's for Universe Rep. But, Universe Rep probably will become good again eventually. So, what I probably recommend first is, like I said, depending on your Legends ranking position, aim for at least, I'm trying to think, I would recommend at least 3 of these, right? Now, the main reason I'll say at least 3 of the Jiren ones is because melee type is very common in the game, right? Melee and blast. So if you get at least 3 of them, you're pretty much covered with your melee, right? I can't remember which one's blast. Is this one blast? This is blast, okay. So obviously, then, once you've done that, you can start aiming towards this one as well. Now, the only thing I will mention about these equipments here is they are a bit harder to do, right? Harder to get up to godly. Now, the main reason is, for example, with other ones, so we'll pull up the Surrender one, for example, just to show. So, this Goku one, right? Now, just to re-upgrade it, all I need is slot removers, and that's it. Even for a guarantee one, just slot removers, right? And obviously, other rewards, right? But the reason why these ones are harder is you need, what do they call it? This one here, the slot unlock soul, right? So, obviously, you have to have a fair bit of Legends medals to get that, which I think it's 1 per, 1 medal per slot unlock, right? Which isn't too bad, but depending where you rank in Legends ranking, it's obviously going to be a bit harder to get them sort of medals available to sort of just spend on these sort of equipments. But also as well, I should mention that is where you get these equipments from. Quickly pull out just to show. I think it's 10. Yeah, 10 per one, which isn't, yeah, not too bad. And yeah, if you really want, you can get sword movers from it. Would I recommend it? No, only because of how rare these are. Yeah, these slot unlock souls. I can't. Do you get any with ranking? I might have to quickly check. I don't think you do. I could be wrong. I just want to quickly check. I know this is sort of a different part of the video now, but I just want to quickly check before I recommend the wrong things, right? So I think we go season reward list. That's the one. Okay, so you do get a few, right? So obviously, the higher you get, now rank one's obviously hard to get, but this is like the, is it the godly class? I think they call it. Which obviously you get 3 in that, and I think group rankings, yeah, group rankings you don't, so that's like in your own group, but the top world rankings is where you do get some, right? Even if you get only a few thousand, you know, like 500,000, you still get at least one. So that's not too bad actually. But yeah, anyway, that's where you get that one, right? So let's have a look at the next one, right? So obviously, the equipment awakened ones are obviously going to be the best, right? So when I mean best, I mean obviously with percentage wise, as you can see, it's got up to 13%. But yet again, base strike attack here, it goes up to 35%. So that's obviously really good. You know, a few more good ones here. But what you want to aim for next is, before you look at equipment awakened ones, is you want to look at your team base, right? So let's say, for example, you run, I don't know, Universe Rep, right? So what I would recommend doing is you go in your archive here, because depending if you got them or not, and then you reset all this, and once you go equipment conditions here, you look for Universe Rep, right? So we got Universe Rep, have a look, and then these are all the ones you can get, right, for solely Universe Rep. So then what I'll do is I click each one, have a look at this one. As you can see here, this Goku one's pretty good. Yeah, actually this one's really good. So up to 20% for blast attack and strike attack, obviously good, and base health. Obviously some units require a lot more defense wise, some require strike wise. All depends as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, and then like unique equipment wise, you can also aim for these. You know, and then obviously look at your conditions as well, right? So if you see Universe Rep, but then it's like, hey, you can only use it for yellows, have a look first. Make sure you have got yellow units that will need it, or always like that. You don't want to farm up the wrong. I mean, doing this way you can't really get the wrong one because it is Universe Rep. But when it's locked behind, like you know, with this, like I said, the yellow type, you have to be careful, because if you farmed up 6 of these, right, and I don't even think there's 6 yellow Universe Rep. I could be wrong, but you know what I'm saying, right? You don't want to waste your resources and your time on these equipments when it turns out that's not what you need at all. So you just wasted your time doing that sort of stuff. So obviously there is other stuff to look at as well when you've done all that sort of stuff. I mean, yet again, I also recommend getting these equipments as well done, the unique ones. Especially this Vegeta one. I mean, inflict the damage up to 90%, that's pretty busted, right? That's basically a mini Zenkai. So that's why I mentioned at the start of the video, you want to aim for getting your friendship rank equipments done first. Well, it doesn't have to be first, but you want to aim for getting fairly soon. Because when these units do get their unique equipment, and they're really busted like this one, and the Goku one, well, you know, you sort of want to be the first ones to get it, because it's going to help out massively on some of these units. I mean, obviously some of the other Zenkai ones haven't been that good. I mean, this one was okay. I'm trying to find a bad one, for example, but you know what I mean, right? Some of them are really busted, some of them aren't that good, but if you get there first, you know, get prepared first, then when it does happen, you know, you're sort of ready, right? So another thing you want to look for as well is, let's say for the new Nappa, right? What I usually do is we'll have a look at the details, and if it looks lowish compared to other units, I'll sort of aim for that sort of stat boost, right? So, for example, I mean, Nappa's not actually that bad. What's Vegeta look like? Yet again, so it looks like mainly strike attack is what you want to aim for, which you would think. But another thing I look for is Nappa's a range type, right? So obviously, getting more blast is going to help him, mainly because he's a range type. Yet again, we get to Vegeta, he's ranged as well. That's why the blast attack is a little bit higher. So obviously what I recommend doing then is, yet again, go in your equipments, you go back to your archive, and then you can sort of select it again, right? So I think we should be able to go down to range type, and then if we do... Actually, we'll just do sand, right? Because sand's obviously going to cover it. So sand and range type, these ones going to help out a lot, right? I mean, will they help out a lot? Let's have a look. Maybe not. Maybe not this one. That's only defense. They don't really need defense, I don't think. Blast sack for each. Yeah. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that might not have been the best example because there's not really any good ones. But if you did sand in general and you have a look, just go through some of these. I mean, you can get this one if you really want, but is that going to help out? Probably not. I mean, it's better, I guess. But there's many you could choose from. It's a bit... You sort of want to... what's the best way to explain it? It sort of depends how you want to run your build right now, because obviously you can change it to sort of... You know, obviously here, health restoration, that's going to help out a little bit, but at the same time, you sort of want to get Nappa to revive to Vegeta. So it all depends on how you want to play the style of the game, right? And how you want to make that character feel. So if you want to make it like a mega busted unit, obviously you want to aim for the most amount of attack in that, right? So like with this one here, it's not too bad because this one here has strike defense, special move damage. You know, it has a bit of both at the same time, and the percentage is high. So it's not like a straight up defense equipment, but it's also a bit of both. Which, that's probably a pretty good one to actually farm up. Might actually have to try and farm that one up. But at the same time, you don't have to aim for awakened equipments. Some of these other ones can still be good. You know, this Gogeta one, for example, was very good. I mean, that's obviously not for Vegeta and Nappa, but... I mean, you got this Goku one here as well. I think this is the new one. I can't remember when this one came out, actually. But, yeah, again, I mean, this one... Yeah, probably not. Because as you can see there in the slot 3, you think it's good, but then, you know, you're only going to get this 2% off to 5% if you have a Super Saiyan, right? Or if you have a Super Saiyan 2. So, that one's probably not the best example, but that's why when you're choosing equipments here, you have to sort of look through all of them carefully. Because like I said, you don't want to waste your resources and your time getting these equipments done, and then you wait, and then you go, oh, well, that's not really going to help out the way I want to play the game. Sort of thing. So I'd probably recommend really focusing on what you want to aim for first before you jump head in over heels and sort of thing and just go, yep, I'm going to farm this equipment up because I saw this on Twitter or something like that, right? That this is really good, but then it turns out it may be good for that character, but then for the character that you want it for, it's not the best sort of thing. So it all depends. Like when you build your teams, you sort of have to look at, you know, who you're running, you know, what you think's going to help out best, all that sort of stuff before you just jump into it and just, you know, go crazy with equipment. Which probably is one of the reasons why a lot of people do ask what equipment should I farm, because it is hard to sort of suggest to go, yep, this is the exact one you need, right? Because, like I said, it all depends on your playstyle. If you, like I said, you want to aim for more of a defense build, where you sort of want to get more defense equipment, or if you want full attack, you want more attack stats, you know? So it all depends on how you want to play, but like I said, the archive for me usually is the best way I look at to farm equipments, because I can look at it first, it shows me everything I need, and I can work out from there, okay, it's going to help out the stats of this character with his defense, with his attack, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's probably going for today's video, guys. I will put a few links to my videos down below. I'll put one for differential rank guide to get that done, and also to get your equipment up to godly, because this video went a bit longer than expected. But yeah, that'll be today's video, guys. If you have any questions as well that you want answered, just leave a comment down below. And yeah, if you guys like this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.